I'm Garrett with IDC Woodcraft, your CNC router bit company, and we are going to show you a tool that I am getting ready to use. Then I figure it's a good time to shoot a little video to show you this tool. It's called the Shark Tooth. Right? And it's a tool that's designed to write with your CNC router. All right, so why would you want to write with a CNC router? Is because you want to take your grandkids' drawings or something like that, copy it, and you can redraw it on something. It's kind of fun, but it comes in handy when it comes to making projects, particularly puzzles. So what I have seen too often when people actually cut out their puzzles, the puzzles didn't come out to fit just right. And so the Shark Tooth is something you can use to make sure it comes out right before you actually carve it. The Shark Tooth is a writing tool for your CNC router. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how this thing works. Come on over here. And it is this guy right here. And this is the shank that fits up into your collet. It's spring loaded, and your pen will fit in that little hole right there. And what you'll do is bring the pen tip down until it's generally centered along the center of the shank there. And then you'll put it up in your CNC router and you'll zero it out. You'll start your program, you'll do a profile, and it will draw it out. So we're going to run through this fairly quickly so you can actually see how this works. And the project I'm doing this on is a shape of Indiana. Right there, my friend gave me this printout and he gave me an EPS file, which I've imported into my Vectric software. I had to do some cleanup on the project, so just because it's got lots of little digs in that way, and if I carve it, it's going to break. All right, but we're going to draw it out first. So here's how you set this guy up. First of all, we're going to just put it into the router. And it's got this collar right here. This is available at IDC Woodcraft, by the way, and we'll link it down in the description later. Or you can just look Shark Tooth up at idcwoodcraft.com. I'm going to put it in. I don't really need to make this too tight. The big deal with this thing is you don't want your spindle to turn on. So I have actually turned my spindle off. But with a pen style type of thing like this, you want to make sure that spindle is not on when you start the program. Now, what I'm going to do is put the pen in here. And we got a little bit of a dark background right now because of this thing here, and I'm just going to eyeball it down, and I am going to put a piece of paper down so we can actually get a better look at this. And we are going to nudge this thing down so that it's pretty close to the paper. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to make sure we're centered up. So what I'm doing is I'm just swinging it around, and what I'm looking for is that tip and seeing if that tip is actually doing a little arc, which it's doing right now as I swing it. So I need to bring the tip down just a little bit more. And still just a little bit more. I just want to raise it up just a tad. It's such a cool and interesting tool. All right, I think we about have it a little bit more. It's actually a pretty easy setup to do this. There we go. Now I'm looking at the very tip, and the very tippy of the marker is not spinning in a little arc. So I'm just going to hand tighten everything. The Shark Tooth comes with a couple of screws, these two screws, and then it also comes with longer screws, because if you want to use a pen, you need the longer screws in there. So that's set up. In the Vectric design software, the way you want to set a tool up like this is you want it to follow a profile on the line. You know, on the Vectric software, you can go outside the line, inside the line, or on the line. When you're actually doing drawing, you want to go on the line. So that's what I have programmed this thing to do, and we are going to go to a depth of 0.02. What we want this thing to do is the pen to touch and put a little bit of pressure on it so that it will actually write. I'm going to do this on the other side of the masonite because that's very rough. And that's a nice shiny side. Actually, I'm going to do it on the back of his drawing. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But I need this down because it's got lots of holes here. I'm going to do it on the back of this guy right here. And okay, there we go. Now I don't really need to secure the material down because it's just writing. It's not putting any force on anything. It's just pushing the pen down and it's just going to draw around this thing. And then I got to zero it out. So we're going to come to the, it should already be zeroed out. Okay, my X and Y are zeroed for the most part. Now I just got to zero my Z. So I'm going to bring that down. I'm just going to reach over here, Adam, get a piece of paper. And I'm going to bring this guy down and zero it out. Okay, and oh, here comes all that rain. So now I'm tapping it down. There we go. Okay, got it there. I'm zeroing out my Z, and we're going to go up. And that's all I need. Now watch this. This is so cool. And again, what we want to use something like this for is if you're making pieces that fit together, it becomes especially helpful with that. So Adam, go ahead and watch this. The machine is going to come over to here and start the draw, and then it's going to work its way around that way. So you can kind of come in close to that tool and watch how this thing goes. Okay, baby, hand on the stop button. Be good to me. Now it says a pause because there's a dwell in there. The dwell gives it opportunity for the spindle to turn on. Again, remember, do not turn the spindle on. If you're afraid about this thing spinning, you can put a little piece of painter's tape around that, which is something I do. Okay, so obviously I need to change my Z. And I've got the, it's going to have to come down a little bit further. So I'm going to, it should be trammed in. I'm sorry, it is surfaced and whatnot, so not sure why it did that. But all right, so I'm going to go to Z0, and then I'm going to bring that down a little more. Oh, I can feel why it's not doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Reset, raise it up, start it again. Oh, I see, because I was like that. Yeah, it's still raised up over here. So I'm going to bring it down quite a bit, maybe another 0.1. What are we doing here? Because it's, see all that flop right there? I didn't take that into account, so I just have to fix that. One more time, baby, one more time. Okay. Go to 0. Oh yeah, look at that. Garrett, come on. Okay. This time it's going to come out just fine. There we go. Okay, Z0. Now raise up and do it. Any questions going on yet?
Oh, it's mostly hellos, you're sideways, hello.
Yeah, got it. Okay, here we go. So this is what the shark tooth does. It should go good all the way around. So it's going to come down, it's going to put a little pressure on the project. I'm just doing this with a Sharpie. Drawing the state of Indiana. And it's very quick. As you can see, we've already got maybe a quarter of the state done already. The shape outline. So this tool is the shark tooth. It's a drawing tool for your CNC router. You can get it at IDC Woodcraft. If you are making parts that fit together, then it's always good to have something like this because you can pre-check everything you're doing. Again, I like to use the example of puzzles because puzzles have to have nice tight pieces to fit together. And there it is. I got a little bit of, the paper is raising up a little bit. All right, so now you see what it does there. I'm actually going to trace it again on the masonite because that's where Chip wanted me to trace it so you can see it. Any questions on this so far? Let's go ahead and run this and then we will.
On, on the drawing tool, no, but someone did ask if you do anything for Chautauqua.
So so Florida has a hurricane and all that weather's now hitting us, the rain and everything. Chautauqua, by the way, is the big art festival here in my town. And it's a big, big art festival. But with the rain, it's probably a lot of people are not going to show up for it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to 100% chance of rain. It's raining right now. We can hear it raining pretty hard. So unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen here with this Chautauqua. But I'll go out in the rain. So now we're redrawing it on the piece of masonite. And that's the other good thing. You can draw on paper first to make sure everything looks good, so you're not wasting any material at all. And now what I'll do is I'll ask Chip, see if he's okay with the way we've done it. Then I'll secure this down. I'll make a new program with a 1/8 down cutter. So we got a little low spot there. And the new program will be outside the profile. When you use a pen tool like this, you want to be on the line. All right, very, very cool. Let's just pull this over. Wait for this machine to stop. And so we got this, the shape of the outline. And you can draw, it's just a little high, low spot right there, but you can draw anything you want. So that's the shark tooth. Is it something that you absolutely have to have in your CNC arsenal? No, no, but it's actually one of those kind of cool tools that that's just kind of interesting to have. For me, it's like a toy, except when I'm making parts that fit together. If you're going to make a project where you're going to cut out all the states, in a case like this, or all the counties of a state, and it all has to fit together, this is the ideal tool to use to make sure everything's fitting together before you actually do it. You can use a drag knife too, but I don't have any drag knives. I'm going to pull the shark tooth back off so you can see it again. And again, it is something that's available at IDC Woodcraft. This guy right here. And that's it. It's a cool little tool. So, any questions?
Most of the people just saying that that's a cool little tool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's actually fun to watch the machine write and draw. So, yeah. We'll link it down later, but you can go to idcwoodcraft.com and just search. Let's take a look. See how you find it. I'm going to go right into the website right now because I'm not quite sure how we actually.
Oh, there we go. Quick little question there. What's the price on it?
I'll tell you in just a second.
There.
I got to go to the product page. So this is something that comes from Next Wave, right? So we source their product for this. I'm just going to type in shark. There's the shark tooth. This is $69.99. Right, so there it is. Yeah, it's pretty well made, machined. Just an interesting tool. So that's it right there. Any other questions?
Not right now.
Okay. You can go to idcwoodcraft.com, type in shark in the search bar, and you'll find it. And by the way, I am releasing 2 new bits here in about 2 weeks, so make sure you're on the CNC Insiders list because you will get a discount when I release them. What they're going to be is the 1/4 inch shank with a 1/8 cut diameter and a 1/4 inch shank with a 1/16 inch cut diameter. So those will be available in about 2 weeks. I'll be sending emails out here very, very shortly. With that, anything else?
We've got a question. What size collet to use?
1/4 inch.
1/4 inch. There you
Yeah,
go.
it's a 1/4 inch collet. Good question. Some things I don't always think about.
We've got a hello from Sweden.
Sweden, what's up? Yeah, so cool to have people from different areas. So, thank you for coming by. This video was a demonstration, a quick live demo of this tool called the Shark Tooth. It's a drawing tool for your CNC router. And I just drew with my Sharpie. Bring that camera over here. I just had it draw out the state of Indiana in the United States for those guys from Sweden. All right, and you can see it follows all the profiles. So, and I did a quick explanation of how to set a tool up like this, but I'll just briefly go over it again. When you, the reason that you want to use something like this is when you have pieces that you're going to match together. The last thing you want is to actually cut a project out and that has pieces that match together, like maybe you're doing a country and you're going to put all the states together, or all the different countries if you're from the UK, from the EU, or you're doing a puzzle. And there's nothing more frustrating than cutting parts out and they don't fit together right, which I have seen happen to people with very nice wood. So this is something you can use to actually draw it out, make sure everything's fitting just right, and then you cut the material. It's fun for the kids, right? You can have them draw something, take a picture, you do your vector trace on it, and then they watch the machine draw out exactly what they just drew. And so, yeah, handy little tool to have, and it's kind of fun to watch. Runs a little quick, but it's there to do all kinds of things for you. Here's my little weight bench here. I drew this out on it a couple days ago, a couple circles with hash marks to play around with it. There's some different things you can do. So anyway, yeah, this is available from IDC Woodcraft. Again, the best use for this is when you have parts that fit together. And with that, I am going to check out. I hope you have a great day, better tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with me for the day, and we will talk next time.
Alrighty. We are clear.